All right, so I just got back from seeing the Minecraft movie with my girlfriend, and this is going to be my honest review. We do see a movie every single Friday, so we're big moviegoers. I haven't really seen a good movie in a long time. Movies have been pretty crap recently. I will say that I've played Minecraft before. I'm not a big Minecrafter, but it was a fun game. It's a children's game, in my opinion. I know there's a lot of adults that play it, though, so I'm not going to knock on that. I did go into this movie thinking this movie was going to be absolute garbage. The trailer looked really bad. Jason Momoa looked stupid. Jack Black looked stupid. The whole thing looked stupid. That being said, let's go over real quick what the reviews are. It says 49% on Rotten Tomatoes and 83% with audience scores. Now, there's other reviews that are like, I think 6 out of 10 with IMDb, but then Amazon had like a 4.3 out of 5, or Google had a 4.3 out of 5, whatever. So I'm not going to give it a score per se, but I will say that there's a lot of reviews out right now that I think are completely wrong. Okay. I think, let me just go over some of these reviews real quick, and then I'll tell you what I think. So when you go in here and you go into the review section, all the bad reviews are these old men that probably played Minecraft when they were younger and were expecting something completely different. Like literally every single one of them is like an old man. Now, I understand if you're going to rate this movie as like, was it a good movie in general, as far as like comparing it to, I don't know, an adult movie. It's not like an amazing movie, but it wasn't a bad movie. I think what people are misunderstanding with this movie is this movie was meant for children. Okay, I know that Penguin Zero said that he saw it on the first day. I'm assuming he meant he saw it on Thursday, because some places open Thursday. He said he was at 5 o'clock and the theater was empty. Maybe because it's a school night, the theater was empty. We went on a Friday at 6:30 and the entire theater was packed. There was not a single seat that was available. Not a single seat. The kids clapped at the end of the movie. The kids were clapping at the beginning of the movie when there's an opening scene where the green thing explodes, and the kids were extremely happy. The parents were enjoying it. I went with my girlfriend because we go to see a movie every single week, no matter what. We saw it in XPlus, and it was very enjoyable. I thought Jason Momoa was actually really funny. Jack Black was a tad bit over the top, but I think he was being over the top on purpose. I know some of these people on the reviews saying, "Oh, he was too over the top, ruined the movie, blah blah blah." These are little sad, little sappy, little critics that like are comparing this to like another, like giving it a 0 out of 5 stars. Like, look at this one guy, Kevin Mayer. It seems as if there's either a gag or a virtue signaling lesson in there about Garrett being simultaneously super tough and super soft. But like everything else in a phenomenally lazy movie, the will to execute a coherent idea simply isn't there. That's just incorrect. Like, nothing about what this little dweeb over here, little nerd boy, maximalist over here said, none of it was correct. I didn't think that there was a message in there at all, which I was very happy about, because a lot of the movies that we go and see nowadays immediately has the message in it, right? It didn't have that. It really didn't. In fact, the message that it did portray is that kids are cool if they're smart. There's nothing wrong with being smart. There's nothing wrong with being nerdy. The kid did have a lisp, so maybe there was a message in there that like kids would, some kind of disability or some kind of abnormality can still be cool. I thought Jason Momoa's character of, you can come back from, being a one-shot wonder and, not really make it in life. You can come back and do something cool. I thought it was a nice little kid message. Every kid movie is going to have this kind of like message, like Spider-Man, right? Like he went from being a nerd to being Spider-Man. There's going to be a message in there in some way. And this one was that this kid was kind of a nerd. he was really smart though, and you know, he was able to overcome it, and you know, at the end, he, you know, same story goes with any story where the nerd kid kind of like makes in the end. It was fine. I mean, me and my girlfriend were laughing the entire time. I honestly think that all of these people that are giving this movie a bad rap are trying to compare this to like Marvel or something, like some movie where like adults go and see it. Honestly, the only adults that should be going and seeing this movie are ones that are going with their children. Sorry, not sorry, man. I mean, like me and my girlfriend went. We're adults. We see a movie every single week, no matter what, though, because that's our thing. We like to see movies, and we like all types of movies, right? And if you go into this movie expecting to compare it to like Good Will Hunting or something, you're sadly mistaken of what your intentions are for this movie. It's a children's movie. It was funny. The graphics were really cool. I actually thought the story was very easily followed. Even if you had never played Minecraft before, you could pick up on the little tells, like when you do, you know, kill a little pig, you know, a little piece of pork chop comes out. When you hit the box, a little thing pops up and you can build. They made it easy and clear. The kids leaving the movies, we heard the kids behind us leaving the movies. They loved it. They loved it. They loved every minute of this movie. The parents were saying that they were surprised at how good it was. I'm going to give it a good review. I'm not going to give it a specific score, but comparatively to like a lot of the movies I saw, I mean, I thought Captain America was trash. I really did. I thought it was trash. I thought that Moana 2 was trash. But as far as like a kid movie, we thoroughly enjoyed it. We were laughing a lot. I thought it was very funny. I thought the visuals were cool. And there was no point where I was sitting there bored. I really enjoyed the movie. So I'm going to give it a recommendation to especially parents. When your kid is begging you to see this movie, go and see this movie. I think it's going to be an enjoyable time. I think that you're going to enjoy it. I think you're going to think it's funny. And I think all of these like grown-ass men over here that are giving this movie a bad rap, I think they should reconsider the type of movie, like little Kevin over here. Little Kevin over here that gave it a 0 out of 5. You need to understand that this is a kid's movie and not try to compare it to like Gladiator. Anyway, yeah, that's my review, and honestly, sorry, not sorry that I actually enjoyed the movie. I'll catch you in the next video.